my channel. It's me here, Ari. If you're new, I'd like to welcome you. Today, I'm going to be talking about sleep paralysis. A lot of people have no idea what this is, but about 8% of people experience this sleep paralysis. And sleep paralysis is when you're asleep, but you're awake at the same time and you cannot move. And this comes from your body releasing a certain chemical that will not allow you to move while you're asleep. Otherwise, you would be acting out your dreams, right? But your body can have this chemical released in it, but your mind is actually active and you're awake in your mind. So that's what causes the differentiation is when the chemical is still released in your body, not preventing you to move. Your brain is awake at the same time, and it causes these bad hallucinations. You are stiff, you can't move, but you feel like, you need to get away from something, or something is wrong, it's terrifying you, it's very scary. So for years, I had no idea what it was. And I had been having this for years on years on years throughout all of my life. And I was always the type, sleep with my arm above my head, my feet crossed, just sleep in weird kind of ways, not knowing that's what's causing it. It's cutting off your circulation or just having weird sleep patterns. And I also did some research on it and found out that it happens to people between the ages of 10 and 25. That's when my heaviest years of that occurred, although I did have, and sometimes I still have it, but it's nothing like it was earlier in my life. So, yeah, I just want to talk about this one experience I had, you guys, was terrifying to me. And I don't know. I even went to the doctor about it. I talked to my local elders in my congregation because I'm like, something is wrong. Something is wrong. But come to find out, it's just your blood circulation, and oh boy, it's a whole bunch of medical things that happen to you that causes this chain of events. So let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, I have had a ton of these almost nightly, really, almost nightly, but nothing was as terrifying as this particular one that I'm about to tell you about. I remember falling asleep in the bed watching TV with one arm behind my head, and my feet were crossed. So I fell asleep, and I remember having this really sharp pain in my right arm, and I was hallucinating. That's one of the scariest things, is that you hallucinate and your hallucinations seem so real. And you're trying to get away, you're trying to move, and you cannot move. It is terrifying. It is terrifying. So at this point, there was this being on me. That's what it felt like. And it was stabbing me in the arm with a needle. And that's where I was getting that pain from. And then it just started slapping me, slapping my face. And the weird thing about it was the next morning when I got up, I had a bruise from where my arm was like stabbed with a needle, and my face was red from where I was slapped. You guys, it was the craziest thing ever. I went to the doctor. The doctor was telling me it was LSD. I had a bad case of LSD. Yeah, at that point, I was terrified. I didn't trust anything or anyone. I do remember he never asked me anything about my position in sleeping, what happened. He just kind of threw that out there. So, it's been years. I really didn't have an explanation for it. I did not have an explanation for what was going on with me and how come these things were coming so consistently, and that, it was really interrupting my sleep. I was terrified to go to sleep at points. And I went to sleep with my legs crossed and my arms over my head every night. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't come until years later that I realized that basically it's because of my circulation. And my mother-in-law at the time was a nurse, and she explained to me that it's very important that you wake up from those because you could die. Your circulation is so bad. Your body is warning you. It's your body's way of waking you up. So at that point, once she explained to me that it was my circulation and me sleeping with my arms above my head, my feet crossed, things did get better, but sometimes I would still do it and I still had issues off and on, but nothing like that time. That was the worst time ever that had me going to the doctor and seeking spiritual counseling because of it. It was that terrifying to me. Yes. So I don't know if any of you guys experienced that or not, but yeah, it will have you thinking it's something else, that is really something bad going on. But it's all in the way you're sleeping, your circulation being cut off or something like that. And I did some research on it and come to find out, like I said, 8% of people have this. I was asking all of my siblings, had they experienced it? They had not at the time. So I was like, why am I the only one? What's going on? Like I said, it was just terrifying. If you never experienced it before, you have no idea what it's like, but you don't want to experience it. Trust me, it's very scary. So now I always try to make sure that I sleep in the right way, where nothing is crossed, nothing above my head, nothing like that, because it really does affect you. So I guess this video is for anyone who is having similar issues, and you really don't know, because I never talked about it. I never talked about it in that way. I never really got the answers that I needed until I started doing my own research and kind of figured out, okay, this is something that I can change. It's something that I can help. If you're having issues with this, just do some research yourself. I even think it says people with sleep apnea have this condition. I mean, the hallucinations are real. I remember when I gave birth to my children, I was on some drugs that caused me to hallucinate, and it seems so real. It seems just like that. Your body can produce hallucinations that seems real. Your body can do this on its own from a drug or something, but this, even from your circulation just being cut off, you can get these hallucinations that will make you think it's real. And it's not funny. I'm telling you, it is not funny at all. But you guys, I don't know if I've even seen any videos like this out there. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know if you know anybody with these issues, if you've seen anybody with these issues. Yeah. And tell me what you think. All right, make sure that you're subscribed, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.